Hello everyone. We have a pretty intense class today. It's 4 o'clock now. Hopefully a few will join us. Whoever is the first to get here, please let me know if you can hear me. We will be... Hi Diane, can you hear me okay? Are you ready for a super intense class? We're going to do the part that I find the hardest. We'll see if my brain gets it right. Pen. Diane, will you be sewing along with me today? Excellent. Oh, goodness me. I need my chair. So we'll give it till about 5 after, and then we will get started. You are? Okay. I'm going to pre-warn you, Diane, when it comes to doing the second pocket, you're going to see my gears going because the construction, this is what we're going to be doing today, are these 2 top pockets. And the construction is super unique. I can tell you when I made this one, I did it going the wrong way. So we're going to try not to do that today. It's just such a different construction. So hopefully we'll get it right the first time. I'm going to be working on my cylinder arm as well as my flatbed today. But it's completely doable on a flatbed. I just prefer to do this part on my cylinder arm. Oh. So was there any questions with the homework? You got her all done? I feel extra tired today. Holy. It's really smoky here. The air quality is super bad and I'm feeling it. It has me kind of asthmatic and tired. I think I have lack of oxygen to my brain today. Perfect. All right. I know there's a couple more that are making this. Rhonda is going to for sure. Annie is and Dawn is, but they're not sewing along. So I'm sure they'll be popping in to watch, but you and I'll get started in 2 minutes. So it looks like in September, the majority want to switch the class to 3 p.m., so an hour earlier. So that'll be starting with September classes. Is that going to work for you, Diane? I hope so. If it ends up not working, we can always switch it back, but we're going to try for the month anyways. Give it another minute or so. That's okay? Okay. I have to talk to everybody too about Tuesday classes in September for that 3rd class, if we want it to be pre-recorded, because I'm going to be at So Magical Expo, or if we want to do the class on the Monday. But we will wait. Maybe we'll wait until the first Tuesday class, the first Hollyhock Hobo class next week, and we will discuss that. Bet you're excited to be done work though, hey? Oh my gosh, it's so dry here. Alrighty. Oh, are we ready to do this? I am stressed about this one because this just this part, it's not hard to do. It's just really easy to get the zipper going the wrong way. So hopefully we get it okay. All right, so let me put this to tabletop down. I'm just going to message my admins here. Okay. You're going to, oh, so you'll be going to Vancouver on September 21st. Oh my gosh, you're going to be on my neck of the woods too. And I'll be more on, well, I'll be in Florida, but. Okay, let me put us down to this. Oh my gosh, what a mess. I was working hard today. Okay, so let's start with some of the easy stuff first. Oops. Let me move this up. Try to make it so it's not too messy for you here. We are going to need our rivets. Okay, so what we want to pull out is our long top panels, and we are going to be placing these. Now I'm placing these with rivets, just like in the pattern. Yeah. Oh, a concert. Is it the Ed Sheeran concert? Or is there's another one? I don't remember what it was. Nice. Okay. Gosh, it feels like Monday, but it's Tuesday. Holy moly. Okay, so first we're going to make our connectors. We need our 4 connectors that we finished the top stitching. I did all my edge coat on them. It looks really good. I got this purple edge coat from Tandy Leather. We're going to need our 4 rectangular rings. Oh, Coldplay. Cool. That one's better than Ed Sheeran. I like Ed Sheeran too, though, but nice. Hey, Dawn. How are you? I'm stressed about this class because I'm scared I'm going to put the zippers on the wrong way. We will see. I've already pre-warned Diane. We may need to put our heads together to figure it out. And I've already made one once. But I did put it on backwards the first time I made it. I had to take it all apart. But that was okay. I'm hoping I don't do it this time. I think I have my head wrapped around what I have to do. I actually, oh, there's thunder here too. We're expecting a huge thunderstorm today. Hopefully it doesn't come with too much lightning and it helps put those fires out because I'm having a hard time breathing. Holy. Okay, so let's work on these connectors first. So decide which side of the connector you want to be on the front. So I just choose the one that has the nicest stitching, I think, and I'm going to make my front be on the bottom, or where you back stitched, have it so it's going towards the back. So I'm just going to place these down the way I think that they are the prettiest. And it'll be that way. That looks good to me. That looks good to me. Okay. And then on the back side of them, so I'm going to flip them over. I'm going to put some double-sided tape on. Just little itty-bitty bits. Don't stress. We're going to get this over with. I could just do all the easy stuff and get it done with, but we're going to start with the hard stuff just because I had nightmares about it last night. And it's not that it's hard, it's just really hard to wrap your mind around. You'll see when we get there. The first panel, the front panel is easy because she has it written out, but then you kind of almost got to think opposite for the back panel. But we'll get there when we get there. Okay, then we're going to take our rectangular rings. And we're going to fold it over and stick it down. Now you should see your, mind you, the little holes that we punched should line up somewhat. Not the end of the world if it doesn't. So we'll do that for them all. Nice and even. Look how nice that edge painted edge looks though. See how shiny it is? I love edge painting. Just talking to all the admins about how much I love edge painting. And you can see mine aren't exact to one another. That's okay. We're going to choose the two prettiest ones for the front. I want to make sure they're pretty much nice and even. And then on the wrong side of these, we're just going to put a little piece of tape on the back of them all. So I'm going to flip them over and do that. And then let me know when you are done. Now you can definitely sew these on, but if you've done them in vinyl like me, they are rather thick. In the pattern, she just rivets them on. I'm good with just riveting them on, but you can do what you want to do. I've still got edge paint stuck on me. Holy. Okay. You're good to go? Okay. So set those aside for now. And we are going to grab our panels. Now make sure these little spiky things are pointing down, and that is the bottom and this is the top. We want to find our top and bottom centers. So fold it in half. Let's do the same with the other one while we're doing this. Okay. So again, make sure you point it down. And she had it so you punch out your rivets and everything through here. We're not going to do that. All I did was cut out a line along the top of that 1 inch, and we're just going to draw that line. I'm not going to draw the whole shape because there's really no need for that. So line it up nicely. And then just draw that line across the top. Flip it over and do the same thing on the opposite side. Coco says hi. Do the same on the opposite one. Make sure it's nice and centered. So we got the lines drawn there. And then I'm going to work with my front one first. I'm going to decide which of these I like the best for the front, like the prettiest ones, because they're the ones that are going to be seen the most. That was not super pretty. Okay, those ones, the two not as pretty ones are on the back, and my two pretty ones I'm going to put on the front. And along that line, that's where you're going to line it up with the folded edge of our connector and use the tape to kind of hold it down like so in place. I have no idea what that dog is barking at today. She's getting a little bit of dementia now. She'll be 12 in February, and she's just been really weird. Well, it's a thunderstorm tonight, though. She probably hears it coming, and she's mortified of thunder, so that's probably it. Okay, and then once we have those in place, we're just going to go ahead and through those holes that we already punched, we're going to punch through the next layer as well. So you can use an awl to do it, or you can use a hole punch. I'm just going to use my hole punch. And I think I'm going to have to use my large rivets. Come on. You're going to be able to get in there. So I'm just going through those holes again to punch through the long top panel as well. Go. I'll do this one too. And we already have this backed with Decovil Heavy, so you shouldn't have to put more Decovil Heavy behind. Plus we got the Decovil Lite in between our layers here, so we should be good. Because I'm using pearl vinyl, I think I'm going to use my large rivets. I think I said that already. Let go. Okay. And then rivet it. Thunder. She could be hearing the thunder that's not here yet. She's just been beside herself all day. Okay. And then go ahead and rivet those on. Just through all those layers. Put these front ones on first. Definitely the large rivets for the pearl vinyl. Okay, we'll press those on in a moment. We'll quickly do this one. And then we can put those in place. Is Dexter with you in your sewing? No, he's upstairs. He's a menace today, that Dexter. He's super happy to be out of his cone. And he's chasing his tail nonstop, which is like a hurricane in here. He knocks my cameras over. I was working on the tutorials for September bags, and it was a hot mess. So he's been banished to the upstairs with Brady. He's pretty quiet, though. They'll bark when Dave gets home. That's really the only time Dexter really barks at the window is when Dave gets home. Otherwise, he just kind of looks at Coco like she's crazy. She is a little bit. We'll see how Dexter is with the thunder. Okay, so that's what that looks like. Now, if you haven't already, this is a good place to put your nameplate. I put mine right here, right in the middle of the front connectors. So I'm going to do that as well right now. But you really can put it wherever you want. Just make sure, okay, that's my front. See, these are my ones that aren't as pretty. And these are my pretty ones. So this is going to be my front. Okay, where are all my rulers? I gotta go over here and grab a ruler. 1 second. All right. So yeah, based on minor, we're gonna go up. What did I do on this one? Enough about 1.5-ish for mine. 3/8. Just kind of eyeballing it to where I want it to go. Maybe I want to go a little higher. 1 3/8 maybe. And that's what I did. It'll be fine. Said, and everybody knows how their nameplates or whatever they use, they're all different measurements. So your measurements where you place it may be different than mine. Because mine are skinny. I'm going to wipe away my marks now that I've done that so I don't forget to do it. I'm the worst for wiping away my Tandy leather pen marks after the fact. And then I notice it when I go to take them to my clients or whatever. So I'm just going to wipe them away now. I don't forget later. There we go. I just use, this is what I use to wipe away my Tandy pens, or to clean up my edge paint, I just use wet ones. They work perfect. Okay. Okay, so Diane, let me know when you're all done and ready to go, and then we will move to the next step. Depending where we get to today, we may come in at 3 in case we need 3 hours, but we'll see where we get to today. This is for Thursday when we come back on. Okay. But it shouldn't be too bad. If we can get these done today, these 2 pockets, the rest goes together kind of fast. Gives us about 45 minutes on Thursday for assembling the rest of the pieces, and then an hour or so for putting it all together. Putting it together is a little bit time consuming. It's not hard. It's more cumbersome than anything, but so worth it. You're good to go? Wow, you're faster than me today. Okay. Diane, did you watch the tutorial? Hi, Karen. You may make it? Awesome. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to pull out our, that's the wrong piece, our side panels. So you'll know the bottom of it because it's curved down. The curve of it is pointing down, this curvy part. Now what we want to do is put it right sides together here on one side, so make sure the curvy part is down. We're going to do both at the same time so we get them done. Do the same with the back panel. Make sure your curvy part is going down. Put it right sides together on this side. I just got to double check our seam allowances because I don't remember. Stitch in place. What was our seam allowance? Was it a quarter or was it 3/8? I always need to rate it on the front, and I never do. Where's the front of my pattern? Where is it? Where is it? 3/8. Okay. So let's switch over to the other machine, or to the machine. On either side. I can't see the chat for a moment. Oh my goodness, Coco. I heard thunder that time. My power better not go out. We can't afford that today. Okay, so we're going to do one first. So we got this one side done. And then what we want to do is we want to press that seam flat, like so. And then we are going to top stitch down both sides of that seam to hold that seam nice and flat. So make sure the seam is flat. And we're going to top stitch. So I'm going to go do one side, and rather than break my thread, I'm just going to kind of walk it over to the other side of the seam, pivot, and go up the other side of the seam. Like so. And then we're going to do the same. We're going to form a loop. We're going to bring the ends together. And we're going to do the same on the opposite side. So that with a 3/8. And then top stitch it open. But we'll be top stitching in a loop. Loop-de-loop at that point. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry about Coco. It is the storm. I can hear it coming. So we're going to just have to suffer with her. Hopefully she's not too loud. Could be worse. She could be in the room. Okay, and then again, press that seam open. Oops. And see how I'm doing it in a circle here? That's what we want to do. And then we'll do the same with the opposite one. Oopsies. Not hard to do, just a little bit awkward. And then do the same with the opposite one too. Usually I would just do one and the other one would be homework, but because I'm so worried about getting these backwards, we're just going to do them together. So this is what we got, like so, big loop, and do the same with the other one. I do love a bag that is challenging though. This is an intermediate to expert bag, I would say level-wise. It does challenge me a little, but that's really refreshing and fun. I like it. A little bit more stressful when you're teaching it, but that's okay. And no, Don Dave still hasn't put my my needle positioner on yet. He was supposed to yesterday, but we both forgot. Long weekend this weekend, so maybe, whoopsies, maybe this weekend. I was also supposed to finish those airplane wingtip covers, and I didn't. Oopsies, did I do this the right way? Yes, I did. Okay, good. I thought I had it the wrong way, but I have it the right way. We're good. And top stitch. Pivot. Okay. Job's done. Okay, let's flip these over. There we go. Hey, Kim. Right, so let me know when you are there. Have a drink of water. How are you feeling, Kim? Is your back doing better? Recovering from your surgery okay? Make sure I got these all going the right way. I do. And if you're following along in the pattern, once we're done this part, we are on page 36. I kind of jump around, I know. That's just what I do. Your back's feeling good. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. I could go for a massage. My back's a little sore. That's okay. Oh. I'm in comfy clothes. I'm wearing sweatshirts and leggings today. It's cooler out. It only got to 23 today, which is nice. Two weeks and 6 days to So Magical. Kim, are you going to So Magical? Was it you that was thinking about rooming with Elba? Wow, you're going back to work already in a week though. That sounds so soon. Make sure I put all my pieces here. Ready, okay. Okay, so while we're here, we want to find our middle, this back piece. So think of this as the back and this is the front in a way. This is the part that's going to be in the middle section here. So we want to find the centers of that one as well. So what we're going to do, oh look it, I did a really good job there. Not, that's okay. Match up this seam and go ahead and mark the center of the top and bottom of that little section. And same with on the opposite side. I nicked myself a little with my scissors. I'm okay. If you see a little bit of blood, it's because I cut myself. It's all good. I heard there's a hurricane going through Florida. That should make things fun. I totally cut myself. Those scissors are sharp. I didn't even feel it. I don't think I have any band-aids even. I might have to go grab a bandage, you guys. I'm bleeding. Okay. Chat amongst yourself. I'm going to go grab a quick band-aid because I did cut my finger with my super sharp scissors. I'm hoping it just stops, but I'll be right back. Okay, give me 2 minutes. I know it didn't even hurt, but it's bleeding. So I'm going to go grab a band-aid. I'll be right back. I usually have some down here. I cut myself a lot. It's all good. Be right back. Dexter, stay. You're not coming. No, don't. No, no. Out, out, out. Out, out, out. Go, baby. Go be with your sister. Out. Get your nose out of there. I'm back. So that was really weird that I was using my Kais to do my snips because I usually don't. Grab a band-aid. I got one on and I got an extra one in case it bleeds through. I didn't get it on the bag. Okay, did I cut on my centers? Okay, so we can set those aside for now. And now we're gonna work on our zippers. So I always cut mine extra long because I can always trim up the tail because we're going to be putting a zipper tail on them, right? Or a zipper end. So just like we've done before, these are right side up. I do not have my pulls on them. It's much easier to do it without a pull on, what we're gonna be doing. If you want to, you can put one on, but I'm not gonna. We're gonna flip these over to the wrong side. And on the right hand side, we're gonna draw that 1-inch line. And you guys know what this is all about. This is for putting our pulls on nice and straight when we're all done. You wanna make sure you don't mix up the two tapes because they probably will be slightly different. So, we've got the 1-inch line on the back side of each of them. Flip them back over. Grab your pins. I cut mine, I eyeballed it. I cut mine to 49 inches. That's probably ultra long. Like you probably don't need it to be that long, but I always do it long because I just find it's easier to get the tails out of the way. Are you cutting them right now, Diane? Let me know when you're done and then we will go further. Goal is to get at least one pouch done and hopefully the other one started so we have it orientated the right way. Yeah, I did 49. Oh, no. Sorry, 19. 30 to 49 on my table. It's 19. Sorry. 19 inches. I just put it at my 30 and it went to the 49. Good catch. Don't do 49 inches. That's a little long. 19 is plenty. Oh my goodness, Coco. Now she's barking at somebody walking by. Okay, and then the opposite side that we didn't draw the line, that's where we're going to kind of tear it apart a little bit. We've done this in other bags. Pull it down, kind of like so, and fold it upon itself, creating that angle, 90-degree angle I think it is, and hold it with the pin. Do the same with the opposite side, getting them as even as you can. Hold it with the pin. And do the same with the other tape as well. Look, I got purple stuff all over my fingers from when I was painting. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and baste those in place. Oh, it's Brady upstairs. I'm like, what is that sound? But it's Brady. He's moving furniture in his room. His room is directly above us. Okay, so I'm just going to switch this just to the one over the shoulder camera rather than switching my cameras around. And we'll go ahead and we will put those in place. Opposite side. And the other one. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move my thread to my cylinder arm. Okay, and then I'm going to move my thread over to my cylinder arm and change my camera so it's at the cylinder arm, because it's just going to be easier to show you guys that. It's easier for me to do it on that machine as well, but completely doable on a flatbed machine too. All right, so I'm just going to pop over here. I've already got my bobbin threaded, so that should be okay. It's funny, I could sew everything on my cylinder arm, but it's not my favorite. I like my flatbed a lot better. It's more comfortable to sew at. I like having the flat base, even though I have a table, but the table is kind of finicky. But when I'm doing things, sewing things in a circle, this is just so much easier. Okay. Just takes me 2 seconds to change my thread. I don't have 2 spools of this thread. I love that my machines thread the exact same way. I totally could have kept it at the other machine for a little bit more, just to cut, but may as well change it now. Almost there. Oh, baby, there we go. And I'll adjust this camera too. So you guys are going to get a really weird kind of camera view. I'm just going to double check that my camera looks good. Dawn, it's because I'm short. The machine is very, very tall, and I am very, very short. So, okay. My camera. But yeah, no, that I like my flatbed. I really, truly do. But I love this one for doing what I'm going to be doing with it. So, all right. And there we go. Are we all set? This chair is actually comfy. It was a very, very expensive drafting chair, but my legs are so short. I actually am more comfortable standing at it, believe it or not. Yeah, short people problems. Okay, so I don't mix up my zipper tip, I'm going to put one of them aside for now. And I have this one. So let me know when you are ready, Diane. Ready? Okay. So we're going to take 2 of our side pocket panels and we're going to find the top and bottom centers. So the top is narrower. Mine's kind of cut wonky, but that's okay. It kind of narrows in slightly so you know which is the top and which is the bottom. I'm not going to use my Kais to do this time because I don't want to cut my finger again. Right, Kim? It is good. The drafting chair works good for at this table too because it's a counter height table, but it doesn't go low enough for my other machine. So that's why I have 2 chairs. That computer chair is just, it's the bomb. It is so comfortable. I think I could sleep in it almost. My son has one that reclines back. It's very bizarre. Okay. So on the front sides of these, we are going to take an air erasing pen or chalk or what have you. And, okay. How are we going to do this? One of the side pocket panels. Okay, so I don't know if you put any pockets on these. I didn't on these ones. So on the left-hand side of this one, we are going to make on the right side, we are going to make a 3/4 of an inch mark. And on the opposite side, we're going to do a 1 inch mark. Okay. Now on this other one, which is the back side, we are going to do opposite. So on the left-hand side, you're going to do a 1 inch mark. And on the right hand side, you are going to do a 3/4 of an inch mark. So if you need to mark that and just put like 3/4 so you know which one is which, because they are so close in size, you can. Okay. Then you can take your zipper tape and you can pull your zipper tape. Actually, first, trim up the little tails on your zipper tape. And you can pull that tape apart. Wow, the kids take their gaming seriously nowadays. Okay, now I'm going to use double-sided tape for my zipper. You can definitely use clips if you wanted to. And just between those lines, we're going to put some double-sided tape. Both. So right now we are working on the front main panel. We're going to do it first, and then we are going to do the back panel. And hopefully we don't get our zipper pulls mixed up. Okay, so let me know when you're there, Diane. So we are now on page 37. She uses it for work. Nice. Just can't drink enough. Holy cow. Okay. So for the first one that has the 3/4 mark on the left, we want to have our zippers right side up as well as our lining right side up. It's just like we're making the lining of a pouch. Okay. So the curvy side, we want to be at that 3/4 of an inch mark. Now we didn't put tape at this 1 inch mark because we're going to end up kind of pulling our zipper, this down out of the way later on. So you're going to line this up right up against there, like so. Stick it down. So you can see it's kind of free and clear for that inch. I'm also going to transfer that 1 inch mark to my zipper tape just a little bit, just with my white pen here, like so, because we are not going to sew past that 1 inch mark. We're going to do the same on the opposite side, but our curvy side of our zipper is going to be the opposite direction. Now I'm not putting my zipper foot on for this because it's only 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, and it's when I have 3/8. You can definitely put your zipper foot on though if you like, but I find my foot is narrow enough to do 1/4 of an inch seam allowance on this. I'm going to double check that's what it is. Stick that down. So the way you're going to be looking at this is these are going to be together like so. So you want to make sure that they match up. Look at that. I cut this one really wonky. So I'm going to want to kind of fix that a little bit. Ignore me. This is just my bad cutting. I'm just making it so it'll get caught in the seam allowance. Okay. So now we're going to start right at these curvy parts and sew with 1/4 of an inch all the way to that line and backstitch at the line for both of them. All right. So the screen is going to go black for a moment. Well, can you guys see what I'm doing here? Okay, good. So 1/4 of an inch. You can tell I'm not familiar with this machine as much. I don't feel at one with my cylinder arm. I don't use it that often. Again, you're not going to go past that 1 inch mark. This one does have a needle positioner though. That's how I know I like it. Same with the opposite side. And I'm going to start from the opposite. Oh, I didn't mark my 1 inch mark. Let me go and quickly mark that 1 inch mark. I did not. Let me fix that. Okay. Okay, I'm going to give you a view of Tommy for a moment, just so I can get my camera switched around. Okay, so let me know when you're ready. So thirsty, my goodness. Okay, so now we're going to put these right sides together. We want to make sure that the curvy part of our zipper matches up. I'm really watching it because I cut my things really weird, like it's not quite right. So I'm going to have to watch that in my seam allowance, see? But it'll catch it, so it'll be okay. So make sure your curvy parts of your zippers match. And pretend that my pieces are the same size, because they are not. When you get down, okay, and clip down the sides, you can just see how mine kind of, I cut it weird, which isn't ideal. So match up the sides. Said I know I'm going to catch it in the seam allowance, so I'm okay. It just is off. But it is very, very important to make sure that that zipper matches up right at that point. You can go ahead and wait, look at this. What am I doing? There we go. Okay, and clip those 3 sides. I'm gonna have to do some trimming. Oh no, that worked out okay. Make sure you tuck those tails down and out of the way. You don't want to sew through them. You're ready already, Diane? I'm not. Give me a minute. Because I messed up my cutting here, I'm just going to make sure they are going to line up. I'm actually going to put a clip there so they do. Is it going to work? This is just me trying to accommodate for my mistake that I made. There we go. You're going to want to make sure that zipper is going to close nicely still, especially because it's a top zipper. And I just cut mine really wonky. Holy moly. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. As long as that curvy part stays nice and matched. Okay, and then we're going to sew these 3 sides with a 3/8, I believe. Yeah, 3/8 of an inch seam allowance along all 3 sides. You can go ahead and do that. I'm going to have to kind of finagle mine because my cut mine's stupid. That's okay. Just going to make sure my zipper is going to be good. I'm just clipping my zipper just so I know it doesn't go, because I have to kind of finagle my seam allowances because of my bad cutting. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and just sew down those 3 sides. It's going to give you a view of Tommy for a moment while I bear with me, I'll be right there. I lost a couple clips. Okay, we're good to go. So make sure you're not sewing through your tails too. Make sure my zipper is good. Make sure it's still lined up. So yes, cut these pieces very accurately, not like what I've done here. And again, make sure your tails are tucked in so you don't accidentally sew through them. fix it. Whoops. Just gotta go over right here. I missed part of my seam. I think I fixed my problem with my seam, so. All right, mine's a little ugly, but it's gonna be on the inside of the bag, so you're never gonna notice it. I'm gonna just let you see. Okay. So it should be, these should be nicely lined up, which mine are. Same with the tail side, which mine are. And you should be able to see the inside of your pouch like so. You can always put your zipper pull on to make sure it lines up, but I can tell mine is going to line up, so I'm okay. So let me know when you're ready, and then we're getting to a harder part. Not the hardest part. The other one to make it match is the hardest part, but. My center went a little off, so I'm just going to mark it there. Ready? Okay, now we need to take a deep breath. So we are on page 38, step 6. And I learned when I made this that if we follow what she says, we will get it right. So I'm working with the one that is my front panel first, okay? So your front panel, you should have, when it's like this, your rectangle rings are up and your nameplate is right side up. So it's faced like this, okay? So you got that short panel on the back here. So this is the short panel. And I'm just following the picture. So I see here are my tails. I want this to be closing to the left, okay? And this is going to look really weird because, oh wait, sorry, you want to push this right side out. See, I almost did it wrong again. Did I do this right? Hold up 1 second here. That's right. See, this is where I get confused. But no, we're doing it right. Yes, we are. Okay. So you want this to go right side out. This is the part I warned you about that I may get confused because it's a really, really weird construction. I've only done it the wrong one time. So your zipper pull should be going to the left, or the curvy parts to the left. This is inside out, and we got the back here. Back to the right. And I'm just going to picture this quickly, okay? So this gets clipped in like so. Just bear with me because I'm just going to make sure it is indeed going the correct way, okay? So the way to do that is just match up these centers. And we're going to pretend that we've clipped this. This is the only way I think I can picture it. And you'll see what I mean here in a moment, because we'll want to do this with the back side too, okay? So we're going along the top edge of the nameplate. So the nameplate is going the top, where this is the very top. See where these are? And it just seems really weird, and you'll see why. And we'll see if I'm doing it the right way here in a moment. Best to try before we clip it or sew it. So what's going to happen is we're going to sew this all the way around, and this is what it looks like, okay? And then what's going to happen is once it's sewn, we're going to be pushing this inside out like so. And this is how we're going to see if we have it the right way around. So I'm testing it out first. And then this is going to fold over top like so. Okay, so we put this out inside out. We're pretending we've sewn it. And then this seam is going to fold down and over top of it. So pretend we've done that. So I'm folding it down and over top. And then if we've done it correctly, our pulls will be going to the left. You can see here. Our things are facing up towards the zipper. And our pocket will be down on the inside. Does that make sense? So I do have it positioned properly. So I can go ahead and push this back in this way. That is the only way I can think. Just think about how to make sure it's gone in right, because it goes in so bizarre. So we can go back. We're matching up our centers. So again, that makes sense how that went in. I can show you again. So we have our short side. This is for the front panel, okay? Our zipper is closing to the left. This is the back short panel. We're matching up that center with the zipper going to the left. And I definitely know it's the right way because we tested it. That made sense. It is super, maybe it's just me. I just have the hardest time wrapping my mind around having this going the right way. Okay, and then again on this side, you have your rectangle ring should be pointing up, and that should be the front of your bag with the nameplate on, and you match up that center as well. Make sure your rectangular rings are down and out of the way, and do some clips across there. Now, where we made those 1-inch marks on our zipper tape, where's my pen? We want to transfer, so where these long tails are, we want to transfer where we stopped and started. And if you are doing this on your flatbed, you're probably going to sew from the inside, so you're going to know where to start and stop. But because I am on my cylinder arm, I'm not going to. We're going to make sure our things are pulled down and out of the way. And we are going to transfer that 1-inch mark onto this piece so we know where it is on both sides. And that's where we started and stopped stitching. So when you get to that point, whoops, you can do that. Stop me if I'm not making sense so I can explain it better. So this is the part I was stressed out. It's not hard to do. It's just, it's so easy to mess up the placement of it. On your lining, if you can open up your seam, do so, or have it going towards one side. Now you'll see, if we're lining up properly, see the pointy part of this? It should almost line up with that seam there. Same with on this side. And clip it. This side you can clip all the way around. Okay, oh, I thought I was going to have excess fabric there, but we got her to work. So 1 inch, where's my other 1 inch mark? I didn't mark this one. And 1 inch. Now, the reason we have that 1 inch mark open is so we can turn our tails through after, and then we will seal that up with the top stitch. So make sure your tails are out of the way. Make sure this pointy part somewhat lines up. It doesn't have to be exact. Mine is going to be slightly, oh, maybe not. Mine's slightly off just because of my mistake that I made, and I had to accommodate with that seam. So use lots of clips. And then we're going to sew around this top part, but starting at the 1 inch line and stopping at the 1 inch line on the opposite side to leave that side open with a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, I believe. Clipping centers. Yeah, 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. So if you're ahead of me, you can go ahead and start there. I'm still putting in more clips. Okay. I think we're good. Oh, maybe not so good there. Okay. So we can go ahead and do that. Oopsies. So again, start at one of the 1 inch marks. If you're on your flatbed, do it on the inside. I'm going to do it on the exterior, and you can do the same as if you have a free arm. Okay. And you want to try to keep the seam as straight as possible because it is a top zipper and it will show. And I can see my foot is going right up against, my 1/4 of an inch is right up against my Decovil Heavy, which is perfect. Well, right here it's going to go over a little bit. Make sure you probably heard me almost hit my hardware there. Make sure it's kind of tucked out of the way. You hear me thinking really hard? I'm already stressing about the next one. Okay, so I'm coming to my 1 inch line and I'm not going to go past it. And there it is. And back stitch. Making sense so far? I hope I did it right. Didn't catch my tails. I think we're good. So let me know when you're there, Diane. So it's not hard. It's just such a different way of doing this that I'm so used to doing the same thing over and over again. And that's what I really love about Acquaint Stitch Patterns is they test your thought process and they give you a different way of doing things, and it's actually a really ingenious way of doing them. So you're there? Okay. So now what we want to do is we want to poke this in just like we were doing with the test. So poke the lining so it's right side out. And then we're going to fold this exterior down over top of it. You will have a hole in the side here. That's okay. Okay, now I'm seeing here, I got to go back in because I got lines there. I didn't get close enough on that one seam. See here? It slipped a little bit, so I'm just going to quickly go and fix up that seam. So check your zipper all the way around. There I can see I slipped and my seam is way too big. So I'm just going to go in and redo that seam really quickly. Check your zipper and see if yours is okay too. So I got to undo all this, and then I'll fix that one part of that seam. I'll be right back. Okay, where was that seam? There it was. Okay. So make sure you have a nice straight zipper, and if you have to be like me and go in and refix certain areas, this is the time to do it. Mine was really visible because I'm using purple thread on black tape, so I had to go back in because I didn't want to pick out all of those, and I'm just going to double check my other seams while I'm here as well. I think I'm okay though. Really likes to use a 3/8 on it because I find it's easier to get a nice straight zipper that way, but this one called for a 1/4. Okay, so let's check that out now. But zippers are easy to fix like that when you're at this point. Flip it down and out. Okay, and then double check your zipper. I think mine is okay. I probably could have got a little closer there, but I can fix that with my top stitching. But the point is to make sure your zipper looks nice and straight, and mine looks pretty good on that side. Oh, and my Decovil Heavy is pulling away. I hate this stuff. I really do. Okay, and you want to make sure your seam is pointing downwards, down this way. Okay, so you can kind of go and finger press that once it looks good, because then we're going to go ahead and we are going to top stitch all along here around the zipper. But make sure when you fold this in half that that matches up, and at this end where we have the hole, you want to fold that seam allowance down like so to close up that hole. So make sure that's nice and even because it's going to seal up with your top stitching. Make sense? So I might actually use some of my big clips here just to kind of hold that seam. I don't know if these are going to help. I might just use my fingers. Just finger press it really good. It's because I'm using a really, really stiff vinyl here. It's not wanting to cooperate with me very well. Get in there. Okay. Let's go ahead and top stitch that whenever you're ready. Don't have to wait for me. I'm just finger pressing this really good because my seam is fighting me a little bit there, but it's only because I use such a thick vinyl, so it just needs a little bit more help. And then we get to do this again with the other side, but we get to try to figure out which way our zipper goes. So I'm just going to once again fold this in half, make sure I match up one last time, and I do, and I'm going to go ahead and top stitch. Okay. So this is something I've been doing for those on industrial machines where you got to make sure you hold your threads back. I always forget on this machine for some reason. So I'm just using one of those invisible magnetic snaps. Holds my threads there until I get going. And I find that that just really helps me a lot. Okay, so I am actually going to start where this opening was at my tails. I think in the pattern she pulls the threads through and all that stuff, but I'm not going to do that today. Just make sure you're catching both that lining and everything where that hole is. And your zipper tails are up and out of the way. Actually, I need to go a little bit bigger, I think. Pull that off. Make sure that's under. Okay. And then work your way around, making sure that seam is behaving itself. So I'm learning right now that this is a little bit harder to do with such a thick vinyl. I probably did not need to put that Decovil Heavy into this one because it's the Decovil Heavy that's fighting me right now. But I definitely needed it with the Canuck vinyl, but the pearl vinyl, I think next time if I made one with this, I would not put the Decovil Heavy on the top and the side panel pieces. Be aware of where your lining is. Make sure it's all tucked down and away from the zipper because you don't want it to get caught in your zipper when you're doing up and stuff. So I'm using my sense of touch a lot. Now I tell you, this is the hardest part of the bag. And the final construction, I'm just pulling my connector kind of out of the way, is the most cumbersome part of the bag. Yeah, I'm almost at the end. Okay. The next one the exact same way, but just turn it differently when you put it together. Yes, you can. That's what I did the first time I did it, but my brain did it the wrong way. So I said, others may not find it as brain hurting as I do, but for some reason I did. Okay. So I'm just going to actually put my zipper pull on and make sure everything lines up good. I'm thinking it will, but this is what it should look like. So we're going to have these ends to work with later on, but I'm going to put my zipper pull on just to double check. I'm not going to keep the zipper pull on. I'm just going to put it on and test it out. And then we will move on to the next one. And then that'll be it for the day. I don't know, do you guys find it? Diane, do you find this part as stressful as me, or is it just me? Could be because I messed it up the first time and I had to take it apart. And I didn't include that in my tutorial because it was a huge, like it was a lot of unstitching. So, yay! Look at that. Even though my seams were off, my zipper is good. Everything is closed off. My tail is hanging out. So that is perfection. It's the front of my bag. It's closing to the left, which is what we want. Yay! Okay. You take that pull off. You could trim the seam allowance down a little bit if you wanted to. I might just try to even it up a little bit, just where my stuff was all bad. And then we're going to do the other one, the back side. So you got to remember the two, so these short back panels, so this thing here will be back to back. So yes, this is where we're trying to decide. We got to make sure our tails are going the same way because the bag will be like this. Yours is good too? Perfect. Did I make that more complicated than it needed to be, Diane? Or is my way of thinking, does it work? So you can kind of see my sides. See, they kind of match up with the seam, and this matches up with this seam. Okay, so usually I would say do the other one for homework, but I decided not to because it's confusing. So we are going to attempt to do this together. Did I cut these pieces better? At least I've cut these pieces better. So we have our side panels here, and we're going to do the exact same thing. Oh, I'm not using these. I'll cut my finger off with those. These guys are sharp. Holy moly. What was it? This finger? Yeah, I still got the scar there. I cut this finger off with a rotary cutter right to the nail bed there. There was like, you can almost see bone. That was when I was quilting. But on that quilt top, I didn't get any blood on it. I was more worried about that. I don't have feeling in that fingertip anymore. It's bizarre. But man, did that bleed. I tell ya. Didn't hurt. Okay. And then we're going to take our other zipper tape. And we're going to do our marks the same way here. So on the side, I'm going to do the 3/4 inch here, and that's where the curvy part of the zipper goes. 1/4 inch, and this is the 1 inch. And then just make sure it's opposite for the other side. Make sure you got the narrow side going up. So 3/4 inch on this side and 1 inch. Okay. Isn't it cool how that goes together? And when you guys, I don't know who has watched the tutorial to see how that is going to play. Oh my gosh. It looks like a hot mess when you're doing it, but it is amazing. Okay. And then at those, pull your tape apart after you trimmed your sides off. It's already getting dark out. That's crazy. Oh, Kim, were you in here when I said in September the class times are going to be an hour earlier? The majority wanted to go to 3 o'clock, so we're going to give it a try. Okay, so pull them apart. We want them right side up and the curvy parts to be at the 3/4 inch mark. Stick them down. So we're doing this pouch in the exact same way. I'm not going to explain it. I'm making my 1 inch mark there so I know where to stop. So go ahead and do your pouch, and then we will do that together. Because this part is exactly the same. Except for my pieces will actually match up this time, so I don't have to finagle it to work. But I do that often. I am a lazy cutter sometimes. We know I sometimes go too fast, and I just make up for it in the seam allowance, so not a big deal. I'm going to make sure that these match up, which they do, and I'm going to go ahead and sew those. Black screen. There we go. That's not a problem? Perfect. Again, don't sew past that 1 inch mark. I'm actually doing this one with a scant 1/4 inch just because none of my basting stitches were wanting to show through last time, because I am using the purple thread. And stopping at the 1 inch mark. Sorry guys, there we go. Okay, and these should match up better than they did the first one for me. Again, make sure your curvy ends match up. Look how messy my table's getting now. Never fails. Get in there. Get in there. There we go. Those 1-inch marks match up. Make sure my zipper is good here. But I just always put a couple clips on the zipper just so I know that it's not, you know, have too much on one part, not on the other, you know. It rarely does, but I just got to remember not to sew across there. Holy, it's already 5:45. Time flies when you're having fun, but we're getting done exactly what I wanted to get done. I was tempted to leave this part for class next time, but I was just thought it would take too much time. And again, I could have just left this part for homework, but because this is the part that screwed me up when I did the first one, I don't want it to screw anybody else up. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and sew these sides, but not the zipper side. I need to get a better light for over here. I think I need to install more lights. Okay. Make sure we're lined up good. I'm going to start with this side. Said it's most important that that zipper, the curvy parts, are matched up. And next week the rest of the bag will be done on the flatbed machine. This is the only part I did on my cylinder arm. Oh, my tails are hanging down there. Let's not get those caught in there. Diane, how was it for you doing it on the flatbed, doing the top stitching and everything? Not too bad? Again, make sure you don't get your tails. Kind of make sure they're up and out of the way. All right. Let me fix that. Man, oh man. This is why I need a new computer, because then I could have all the computers or all of the cameras hooked up at the same time. So I wouldn't have to do that kind of flip around type thing. Okay. And it's looking nice and even and good. It was okay. Good. Did you do it? Did you put it inside out and do it, or did you just kind of finagle it under your machine? I'm a little uneven here. I'm just trimming it up. Okay. Put those back down inside. Let me know when you're ready and we will figure out how this one is going on. I'm going to want it opposite. I think that's going to be the way. See, now this is where I'm starting to second guess myself. So we are going to do a mock thing again. So while I'm waiting for Diana, I'm just going to, once again, I'm going to do a mock thing to make sure. So this time I have it closing this way, so my curvy side is going this way. We are going to try it. Before I sew, I am going to, does that look center there? Yep. Do a test of it first. Okay, so I'm just making sure I have things positioned the right way. So Diane, the way I have this positioned, I don't know if this is the right way, but I think it is, but we're going to do the clip trick. So I have it so my curvy sides are going that way. Is that going to be right? I think so. They're going that way. And my connectors are flat, and I'm going to put it in so the tails are to the left. Nope, that's not going to be right. Oh my goodness. See, this is where, let me look at the instructions because I think this is where I messed up last time. So let's just do them. We'll know it one way or another. So we will try it this way. Turn my pocket. So this way? Oh, I see. Hey! So that makes sense. So my tails are to the left or right. My curvy part's this way. And my connectors are flat against the table. That's right, right? See, you guys think way different than me. I don't know why I struggle with this so much. But I'm going to do a test first. Awesome. So you guys are teaching me something. But yeah, no, that makes sense because this and this are going to be attached to each other and then they'll be going the right way, right? Oops. But I am going to test it out just in case. Okay, and then it just goes together the exact same way. This is the part, this exact part right here is what I was stressed out about. And as you can see, I was going to do it backwards again. Because hi, I'm Brandy. So I'm just going to put in a couple clips just to see that I think you're right. Thanks, Diane. Make sure this is the right way out. Thank you, Diane. You're saving me. Oh, my husband's home. The dogs are going to bark. Okay. So, tails this way. Guys, tell me if I'm right. Curvy part that way. Connectors down on the table. Slip it in. Yay, I love you guys. Thank you. You just took my stress away. I didn't listen. I listened. Oh no, did I turn my pocket the wrong way? It's supposed to be inside out. Okay, so now we're going to see if this is going the right way. So I'm going to clip it. Oh my gosh. I didn't make the mistake of the pocket last time. Okay, so I'm going to pretend that's sewn. I'm going to squish this out the way it's going to go. Out like so. Then this is going to turn down. And lo and behold, my zipper is going the wrong way. So, take that apart. This is why we test. I was misunderstanding what you guys were saying. Okay, so my zipper was going the wrong way. So, Do you hear the dogs howling? See, I'm second guessing myself again. I just had it. Closing to the right, zipper tails to the left. Let's try that. Put it in. I think this is the right way. And even when it confuses me, I like to show it because then I kind of like to show how I try to think it out. And then you guys are here to save me, so. A couple clips in. When you're saying pocket the other way, I thought you meant this part, not this part. Okay, so I've got a couple clips in. I'm going to put this out. Just to make sure we are thinking right. Oh my gosh, puppies. So this is going to flip down and around. Like so. And then this back will be attached to this back here. And our connectors. And our tails are going the right way. So we are doing that right. Okay. We got her. So I can continue clipping around. Phew! Thank you. See, and do you know what? You guys probably are like, Brandy, that's not hard. But for some reason, my brain just can't picture it. I do not know why. Okay. So now I'm going to clip around. We're going to make sure we don't go past those 1-inch marks on the zipper tail side. Make sure my centers are still lining up somewhat. Yep. We got her. Teamwork. I seriously have been stressing about that all weekend. Oh my goodness. I said it, and it's not hard. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. Zipper tails, get out of my way. They do. And I mean, this is probably a really easy concept, but for some reason, I want to do the opposite of what I need to do. I'm great with the front piece. It was just this back piece, getting it going the right way. It's very interesting. The dogs are going to bark like that just because Dave pulled in the driveway. I did it. Yeah. Diane's probably already done. It makes your brain hurt? Okay, good, Kim. I feel better. And I'm sure if after I make more and more of these, it's not going to hurt my brain as much. But man. And then I'm an overthinker. So then, oh my goodness, hopefully they calm down soon. That's Dexter barking now. So then I start overthinking it, and then it doesn't work. Okay, where's my 1-inch marks? Choo-choo. Where's my tails? Where's my tail? There it is. Right there. And again, the thicker vinyl is fighting me a little bit here. Okay. Come on, Rhino. There we go. It's lining up with my seam, which is good. This almost looks like I have a little bit too much fabric there, so I'm just going to kind of distribute it a little more evenly. Make sure it's nice and centered. My centers are matching up. Center and my center. Yeah. Okay, let's do this. Did we not make another bag like that? Yes, we did. It was the Toby Stylix one, the triple pouch one. Yeah. Okay, let me flip over to my other machine here. Oops. Okay, let's do this, and then we will call it a day. Starting at the 1-inch marks. And 1/4 inch. I think I had the same problem with that triple pouch, that one too. Oh, goodness. That is okay. Oh my goodness, Dexter's excited. His daddy is his favorite person, that's for sure. Both dogs only love me during the day. They don't listen to me once Dave's home. And where's my other 1-inch mark? Oh, there it is. Okay, moment of truth. Even though I know we got it right. And then I'm thinking we'll do top stitching for homework. Oh my goodness. So yeah, that's what the coffee account is saving for, is this new computer called a Mac Studio, which will just make everything so much easier. Oh, why don't you make another one, Kim? I still have one of mine. I have the Starbucks one. I sold one of them. Were they both Starbucks ones? I don't remember. Okay, put this down. This bag is much easier to turn than the Take 3. I probably won't make another Take 3 just because of how hard it was to turn. It killed me. All right. So let's see. So my zipper looks nice and straight. It's all caught everywhere. And this will be the test. They'll go back to back and they're going the same direction. Woohoo! All right, so is it okay if we just do the top stitching for homework? We got past the hard part. Make sure everything lines up. Close up your hole. And we'll just come in. Yours didn't work, Diane. What didn't work? Was your zipper the wrong way? If it was, just take it apart and flip it around. Or did your take 3 not work? Oh, this one? Did your zipper end up going the wrong way? Luckily, you haven't top stitched it, so. What didn't work, Diane? Said it's so easy to get this part wrong. So easy, trust me. It's going the wrong way. Yeah, easy fix. Now, when I did it wrong on the tutorial bag, I had already top stitched it. I wanted to cry. So I recut pieces and redid them and fixed this whole section. So yeah. Okay, so if you could finish up this pouch for homework, that would be awesome. And we'll just come in at 4. If we need a little extra time, we could always stay a little bit later, I guess. But we will try to power through the rest best we can. We will be starting sewing right at 4 o'clock. So yeah, I'm just going to top stitch mine quickly. Mine did work, which is great. I'm happy with that. And then we will be finishing it up tomorrow. We'll be, yeah, the lining, the rest of the exterior, and the gusset, and putting it all together. Yeah, your zipper's going different ways. That's exactly what happened to me the first time, so. So try to do like what I did, where I kind of clipped it and tested it first. Because the first time I did it, it was going the wrong way. The second time I did it, it was going the right way. So that's the easiest way to figure out if you're going the right way, I think. Alrighty. All good? Message me tomorrow, Diane, if you need help. I'll attempt to help you. Okay, guys, so yeah, homework, just to finish up this pouch, that's it. If you haven't already, do your lining pockets the way you want them done. Mine are already done. Brandy got it right with your help, Diane. Does that make you feel better? That's funny. So yeah, make sure your pockets are done for your linings. And yeah, the exterior panels and the lining panels go together the same. We'll be attaching our 2 gussets and doing our gusset zipper. It's going to be an intense class. You could have it with the zippers going the opposite way. That's no big deal either. Completely up to you. It would be okay with them going opposite directions as well. The front one's going the right way, so yeah. We'll be starting with this gusset next, or right, we're going to start right at 4 o'clock. We're going to start sewing right away because we have a lot to get through, and I'm hoping we can get through it the whole 2 hours. Yeah. May run a little long. We will see how we do. All right, ladies, thank you so much for joining me, and any gentlemen that are out there as well. And I will see you guys on Thursday to finish this up. So there's no Thursday class. We finished up the Thursday one. You didn't listen to yourself. Well, thank you, Diane. You had me going the right way, so I appreciate you. That's funny. Okay, so yeah, I will catch you guys on Thursday. Diane, if you need any help, please do message me. Anybody else that's making this that isn't watching live with us now, be sure to message me if you have any questions. Okay, see you guys later. Good night. See you Thursday. Bye.